everyone. This is Dr. Rao coming to you from my office. And today we have a special guest, Tiffany Brunner. Now, Tiffany has been a school counselor in the school district for over 20 years. So she has a lot of experience and will be providing us with some helpful information, especially for parents who may be struggling during this time. Thank you, Tiffany, for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me, Dr. Rao.
Thank you. So let's start with the fact is we know that this has been a really challenging year, and it's going to be even more difficult now with the holiday season. Do you think there is a risk to students' mental health during this time?
I feel everyone's mental health is at risk this year. One of the definitions that I like for stress is an emotional response to having too many demands without the resources to support them. And this year during the holidays, when our families, previously were really relying on a lot of resources, and there's been changes to those resources, especially during COVID times, our families are going to be faced with lots of challenges, and the weight of that, I think we're all going to feel.
Yeah, so I know with isolation and, students not being able to socialize with friends, I've read a lot about students struggling. So I'm wondering, what are some of the warning signs that students may be struggling that parents should look for?
Typically, any changes in behavior are important to pay attention to, but especially those that are lasting for longer than 2 weeks. Behaviors that are persistent and consistent, sadness, anxiousness, difficulty sleeping, changes to eating patterns, frequent nightmares, or frequent waking up, or even sometimes sleeping too much. Increased attachment needs we see sometimes with our younger children, and even sometimes with our teens and young adolescents. Of course, use of drugs or alcohol is really important to pay attention to. And, just really making sure that we're engaging with our children, checking in on them. I know it's normal for adolescents to kind of retreat, but make sure you're checking in.
Yeah, I've heard from parents that their teenagers are staying in their rooms, all day and eating and gaining weight. So I imagine that even though there are symptoms sort of across the board, there are specific signs that we would watch for elementary versus middle school or high school kids.
Absolutely. And I also think that they cross over. Symptoms that you'll see in elementary students, you may also see in older students, but more aggressive behaviors go across the board. Really, the thing for parents to pay attention to is when it's been a change in behavior. When you see your child acting different, being very resistant, going out more, with some of the older kids being more defiant, separating themselves, and definitely paying attention to their sleep and eating habits is important.
Okay, so what should parents do if they notice their children behaving differently?
Well, first and foremost, talk to your kids. Having conversations, that gives us a platform. Communication is key, and it gives us a platform not only to express ourselves and to let them know that they can talk with you, but it shows that you're a resource for them and that you're connecting and you're there. Sometimes just being able to talk about our feelings and share, or have someone help acknowledge what feelings might be present. Sometimes our younger children don't have the language for it. So sometimes we have to help, kind of bring that out for them. And so conversation and talking is really important. On the opposite side of talking is listening, and listening is so critical. Right now, we're in difficult times and we don't always have the solutions. And it can be really uncomfortable to hear your children talk about their feelings and see your children hurting, and not try to rush in and fix things. Because sometimes, just being with them and being present and having that space, and sharing with them, can have a really big impact. Also, you have great resources within SDOL. My colleagues, my fellow school counselors, we're here. We're providing supports to families, our SFRSs, and when we can't be the direct resource, connecting them to resources that are out there.
So Tiffany, can you tell me what else can parents do to support their kids at this time?
In addition to all the things that I shared, also like recognizing and praising your children for what they are doing well. This is difficult, and that which we pay attention to grows. So let them know that you see the effort. Let them know that they're doing a good job. Definitely praising our children. Being flexible but maintaining routine is really important for safety and well-being. And have fun. Laughter is medicine. Go for a walk together, maybe pull up some jokes. I've seen some families be really creative and make forts inside. Having fun is important, and it lets us know that there are other things out there that are positive and energizing, and not feel so much weight all of the time of the world around us. And of course, reach out when you need support. It's important to ask for help, and we're here.
Yeah. Please be sure and call your school, talk to the principal about what's going on. They will connect you with the school counseling services, because they are there for you. And no one should have to go through this trying time by themselves. And we understand that, especially for parents having to stay home, to now be a parent and a teacher, we're asking you to do a lot. And so we are here to support you. So thank you so much, Tiffany. I appreciate you spending time with us. I think it's really so important for our families to understand that this is difficult, not just for the adults, but for the kids, and that we have the resources to help them. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You too.